Hi, I'm James and welcome to the HSS studio, where we will be creating how-to videos for all things DIY. And in this video, we are going to master all things plastering. Okay, so let's have a quick review of what we need. Bags of plaster, a mixing bucket, a paddle mixer, trowels, a sponge, sugar soap for cleaning, a bucket, some dust sheets and some clean water. Now here's a tip. To help work out the amount of plaster you need, refer to the coverage described in the product description on the website. For example, for our 2.5 metre by 2.8 metre or 7 metre squared wall, you will need 2 bags of British gypsum multi-finish and some recommended PPE, gloves, goggles and overalls. There are 2 items here that are specialist tools that we suggest you consider hiring to keep the project cost down. Head to hss.com to find out more. Skimming is all about timing. We certainly don't want to rush each step. In fact, rushing it is a pretty common mistake. Something I'm looking forward to is working out how to get that perfect polished finish. The mix. This is step 1. Let's go over the process, keeping things tidy and getting that all-important consistency. This really is the foundation of skimming. So let's introduce our plasterer Nick, who is going to help demonstrate and give us some great tips for what can be a daunting task. Okay Nick, so we are about to start mixing. I'm seeing we've got a bit of kit around us, we've got some PPE and we've also got some different buckets in front of us. Can you just tell us exactly what we're doing, what we need all this for?
Okay, so yeah, I mean the first thing before you start mixing is you want nice and clean. It's going to be very dirty. As a beginner you're going to drop some, okay? So make sure you get your sheets down and then also get your right equipment before you start mixing so you've got everything laid out. So what we've got in front of us is we've got some water. It needs to be clean, that's very important. We've got clean water. Reason for that is when you do come to mixing, if it's dirty or you're using old plaster, it's going to act as a catalyst and it's going to speed up that dry time, okay?
Okay, we want more time.
Yeah, you're going to have less time on the water, use clean water. We've got a splash bucket, so this is going to be for cleaning. We're going to be cleaning along the way, okay? Get rid of all that plaster. Again, give us more time on the wall.
Perfect.
And then we've got a mixing bucket. Obviously, we're going to be mixing in this bucket. We're going to use multi-finish today, okay? For the sake of the exercise, you know, you're not plastering always onto board, okay? So we're going to be using this for a wide range of backgrounds. You can use it on plasterboard. If it's just plasterboard, you can use board finish. Okay. But for the sake of the exercise, this is great for today. What we're going to need to do first is get our water into our buckets, okay? So, as you can see, this is a bit dirty, so we don't want to mix with this, okay? It's okay for cleaning, so if you want to get it into the splash bucket. Okay. Now, when we're trying to decide how much water we need, it's always best to look at the back of the bag and understand that. Sometimes it's an exact science, okay? So you might want to play with it. Always add the water first, the plaster on second, and then you can always add a little bit of water and a little bit of plaster after as you go along. Okay. For the sake of the exercise, we're going to use 1 bucket, okay? And then we're going to use, so that's a 15 litre bucket, and then we're going to use the whole bag. So that's a 25 kilo bag. So if you want to get clean water into this bucket for me. So we've also got our paddle mixer ready to go, plugged in. To open the bag, you've got a flap here, okay? Use this to your advantage. Don't rip it open with a knife, just use this, peel it back nice and clean.
Nice and easy, okay.
Right, so when I start putting it in, okay, you're gonna mix it up. Okay. It's at low setting, so increase the dial. As we go, start slow, okay?
No problem.
You don't want it to go everywhere. There we go.
There we go.
So let's just quickly see how that's looking. Get it nice and creamy. Get rid of all these lumps, okay?
Still got some work to do.
Still got some work to do.
Okie doke. Right.
Okay, so there's still a few lumps there. It's also a bit too liquidy, so it's going to slide off like that a bit too much. We don't want it to slide off that easy. We want to be a bit more resistant. Okay. So I'm going to put a bit more plaster in, and then we're going to get rid of these lumps, and then I think we're going to be ready, and we'll have a little look then. Okay.
Perfect.
Right, I'm starting to like the look of that.
That's good to me.
Yeah. So it's a nice, almost like a thick custard. See that? I was a bit of resistance. Some people like it a bit thicker, but I like the resistance on that. See how it's not coming off?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's perfect for me. Okay.
Nice.
I think we're pretty much ready to start plastering.
Let's get it on the wall, shall we?
Well, let's do it.
Okay, so step 2 is the scrub coat. Now, this is where we want to create a full first coat. So we don't really need to worry about finish at this stage. We just need some good coverage. I won't keep you for too long, Nick, because I realise that we need to get this plaster on that wall. But just very quickly, what exactly are we looking for in this first coat?
Okay, so what handed are you?
I'm left-handed.
So if you're left-handed,
genius.
You're a genius, so you're going to be going right to left.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to be going left to right because I'm right-handed.
Okay.
Okay. Mainly just want to don't be leaving any big lines.
Yeah.
It's all about the strokes really.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. And in terms of prepping your tools or anything, what do you need to do?
So yeah, obviously don't go straight on without doing anything with your tools. We need water.
Water. Okay.
All the plaster is just going to stick to it.
Right.
It's just going to start clumping up. So we just want to get a bit of water on it, and also we just want to clean them. Last final clean. Okay. So we've got no bits of plaster or bits of dirt that are going to get into the wall.
Yeah, so you've got a nice workable surface.
So I'm ready for that now. I'm ready for some plaster. If you're a beginner, you want to do manageable amounts. Okay.
How's that looking? Is that okay?
So that's looking good. Just want to get it there. Okay. Starting to stick.
Yeah.
Get a feel for it. Okay. Get a feel for it on your trowel.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is we're moving the hawk into the trowel.
Okay.
Okay. So let the hawk do all the work for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let the board do the work for you.
Perfect.
And you want to get a manageable amount. Don't do too much, otherwise it's going to spill over the edges.
Okay.
Okay. That's important. Okay. And then we're also, in the process of doing this, we're priming our board, we're priming our hawk, okay? So what that's going to do is going to leave a layer of wet plaster. It's going to stop it sliding off.
Okay.
Okay, we've just put water on it, which is going to make it slide off.
Yeah.
It's cleaned it, but it's going to slide. So now we're going to prime it, okay? So we're moving the board into it again.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're also priming the trowel as well by sliding it off. Nice. So we're getting a bit of plaster on there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. The main thing here is just colouring in. That's the way I look at it. I don't want to leave any spaces. Any bits of plasterboard, any openings, I want to see just plaster on the wall, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, just get it on and get it filled in.
Just make sure that wall's entirely covered. That's your main principle.
Exactly right. And we'll deal with, make sure, try and get it relatively flat.
Yeah.
So with the strokes, it doesn't have to be perfect, but relatively flat. Obviously not big chunks in other places and depth in it elsewhere, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you can just do me another piece.
I can indeed. In terms of using your trowel, Nick, is there a certain angle that I should be using when I'm putting this onto the wall?
Yeah, exactly right. So 15 to 20 degrees. It's kind of about feel, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Get it on your trowel, get it up to there, okay? Nice and flat like that first, and then close it up, okay? And then we can just slowly work it up like so. Yeah. Okay, and then just get a feel for it. It's a big thing of it is feel. Right, okay. To prevent taking the scrim off the wall, I want to go along the scrim like so, okay? And now we've done that and we're going to cross it, we can now go up and over it, and then we're not going to take the scrim back off the wall. Nice. Two things that you're going to face. You're going to face obviously your bead, where you might do with your wall, and then you're going to face corners, okay? Where you want to go in really neat and tidy. You don't want to get other walls messy if you're not doing them. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bit on the wall here, leave a little bit, and then we're just going to take a bit and go in nice and neat like that, okay? Right, okay, so the beads, we just want to make sure we're filling those beads out and we're pressing plaster into those beads, okay? And then what we're going to do, once we've filled all the bead out, is we're then going to go down it, okay? Like so. Any bits of scrim, this is normal scrim tape, any bits like that, just pull it away. That's not the end of the world, you can just, okay. No, you can just pull it away like that. So, let's just get this wall and this coat on. Again, I just want to fill in the spaces. Yeah.
So you're just moving on to the reveals, Nick. Do you approach this in a different way than you would do the face of the wall, or are you just getting it on in exactly the same way?
So we're actually using two of the techniques that we've already talked about. We're filling in our beads on the inside, and then we're taking a bit and going in neat, okay? Or leaving a bit and going in neat. So yeah, so you put a bit in the centre like that, and then obviously we've got a bit to take in, leave it in there, and go in neat, and then we can actually fill the beads in at the same time with that one stroke. And then if you want, you can just go down it like that. Just to get it raised.
So it looks like we've got our first coat on, Nick. I did notice you having a little touch of the wall, a little feel. Is that just to see where we're up to in terms of its setting?
Exactly right. So obviously I'm mindful that it's going to set on me, so I just want to make sure I'm always on it. So you can see a few finger holes here. So we're doing this touch test. Okay, so it's still sticking to my fingers at this stage. It's still wet. Yep. So it's not quite ready to be flattened off and then to have a second coat. So we've got time. So we're now going to clean our tools. Okay, as we mentioned, this is really important.
Keep everything clean.
Yeah. So any waste, any bits that we're not going to use, we're going to get rid of. We're going to clean this bucket out.
Perfect.
Okay, get it ready.
Okay, it's time for step 3. Now it's time for the second coat, which is also the finish coat. We're about to go for our finish coat. So is there going to be anything different in this mix for the finish coat?
Yeah, the mix is going to be slightly wetter.
Okay.
You don't want it soupy, just a little bit wetter. Only reason is the first coat was mainly just to fill out any low spots, get the wall covered. Obviously we've now flattened it off and got a nice flat surface. Now we just want to refine it, essentially.
Our mix is ready to go on for our final coat. Are we going to approach this coat any differently than the first coat?
Yeah, it's less about coverage. First coat was coverage. This is more about refining it. Okay. So it's more about less muscle and more about the angle and the sweep. Okay. So we're trying to finesse it a bit now.
Nice. So it's essentially, you can see you are doing exactly what you were doing for the first coat, really, aren't you? It's the same angle of attack, really. You're just distributing that plaster along the wall. Less plaster seems to go a longer way as well, doesn't it? Because obviously you've already got that first coat in, so this is just skimming over the top of that coat.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, it's thinner, isn't it? So you know, it will go further. Right, so we've done our second coat and ready for a flatten off. We're just going to do our touch test before we do it to make sure it's right. So I'm touching it, and that's nice and tacky. It's not leaving any plaster on my fingers, so I'm happy with that.
So ready to be flattened out then?
Ready to be flattened.
Okay, so it's finally time to create that polish smooth finish. So we head into step 4, troweling to a polish. We still have another step to go, don't we, Nick?
Yeah, exactly right. So it's just about ready to do a wet trowel or a trowel to polish. Okay. So basically it's gone from a nice shiny colour to more shiny texture to now more of like a matte texture. Okay. If you run your fingers on it, it's more greasy now than tacky. So what we're going to do is we're going to run our trowel over it with a bit of water. And the aim of the game really is to tighten them pores up. Okay.
Nice. And we're looking for that nice finished polished surface, aren't we?
Exactly right, yeah.
Brilliant. All right, let's get cracking. How much pressure are you putting on at this point, Nick?
So you're doing a bit more pressure this time. Yeah. You're going to be quite firm with it. Okay. You don't want to be too much pressure because you don't want to burn it and tear the plaster. Any areas where it's particularly dry, I'm just putting a bit of water on. Yeah. And then when my brush, see that how you can hear that. Yeah. It's a bit too much and it's juddery, so we're going to get some more water on that. So can you just put a bit more water on that?
Nick, job done.
Yeah.
We've got a wall. Thanks again for all your help today. I've really enjoyed it, and it's been really nice to pick your brains, use your expertise. I feel a lot more confident now in approaching this sort of task at home.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. You know, really enjoyed being with HSS and doing this tutorial today. I think the main thing is for beginners, just make sure you're sticking to the essentials. That's what we've give you. Keep it simple, make sure you follow them, and you'll be good.
Nice one, Nick. I appreciate your help.
Thanks, James.
Cheers, mate.
Sorry.
So there you have it, a very clear step-by-step guide to getting a perfect glass-like finish. So as a quick overview, here are a few common mistakes to avoid. Overworking the wet plaster. Now trying to get that first coat perfectly smooth while it's still dripping wet. This causes the plaster to slump and sag down the wall. Using a dry trowel for tightening plaster. Now this will only drag the surface and create tears. So always keep your trowel face wet and clean. The dirty bucket trap. Now reusing a bucket for a second mix without washing it thoroughly. The old plaster will make the new batch set twice as fast. Now always remember, HSS is here to support your project from start to finish. Research, support, buying and hiring the equipment for all of your DIY needs.